Hey viewers and friends, slasher fans, Andrew back at you with another review, and I will be reviewing an Australian slasher film which I've never done before. There's not too many slasher films made here in Australia, but I actually found out about this one, Slaughtered. This is the film I'm going to be reviewing today from 1RXmas1. Now, he was kind enough to send me a copy from the UK. Unfortunately, there is no Australian release for this film, despite it being an Australian film. Go figure. I'm not too sure if there's a US release, but this is from the UK. So this video is dedicated to 1RXmas1, and I'll also be leaving his channel link in the description box below. So if you are not subscribed to him, please do so. He was good enough to send me this movie for free, and not only that, but he's a really good friend. And he loves his horror, and he's just really great to talk to. So head on over and subscribe to him if you haven't already. So I'm just going to give my normal quick rundown of the plot and then get into the nitty-gritties of what I actually thought of the film. So plot-wise, very, very simple. In fact, it's probably one of the most simple plots to a slasher movie that I've seen in quite some time. There's pretty much next to no plot to it. It's an Australian film, as I said, and it's set in a pub. The setting was cool, by the way. I liked the pub setting, something completely different to your normal slasher film, but yeah, centred in a Australian country pub, and it pretty much just centres around a group of bar staff one night getting killed off by a killer lurking in the pub, and yeah, that's pretty much it. There's really no story, not a lot of character development, and you know, that's pretty much all that really happens in this film. Now, what I thought of it. I went in it not really expecting a lot. You know, this is a movie that I'd never ever heard of before, apart from when 1RXmas1 messaged me about it, asking if I'd seen it. Obviously I hadn't, so went in pretty fresh. I mean, I checked it out on IMDb, which there wasn't a lot of information on it, so it sounded good, but I really wasn't too sure what to expect. It was a good movie. You know, I thought it was well done. It's really low budget. It's probably one of the most low budget Australian horror films or movies in general that I've seen, actually. And but for that, and considering the director, it was her first feature film she directed, I thought, you know, great effort, well done. Would I recommend this movie? Yeah, I would. It's nothing absolutely amazing, but it is a pretty good low budget slasher film, and you know, the pub setting was cool, something completely different, which I did enjoy. It's definitely geared to sort of the pub, or especially Australian audiences would probably get quite a lot out of this. I just finished watching it by myself, but I think it's more sort of geared towards, or having a group of mates around you with a few beers, or perhaps you've had a night out at a pub. I think, you know, you'd probably get a little bit more enjoyment out of this movie than just watching it by yourself sober. But in saying that, you know, I did enjoy it. So character-wise, it was a completely no-name cast except for one person. I hadn't seen any of the cast before. Unfortunately, the cast member that I did know is a fucking obnoxious idiot who I can't stand. He's Barja, or Barjo, however you pronounce it, from Good Game. He's a TV presenter on a video game show here in Australia called Good Game, and I fucking can't stand the guy. But yeah, he was the only cast member that I knew from this film. Other than that, pretty no-name cast, which I thought worked well for a low-budget horror movie. The killer, unfortunately, I was a bit disappointed. The killer himself, you know, he was a pretty awesome killer. He had a really, really awesome mask, one of my favourite slasher masks, actually. Half of the mask had like broken, smashed up glass on it. The other half had nails sticking out. I really loved that mask, actually, but yeah, and the kills that he gave out were pretty cool. There were a couple of standout ones down in the basement to do with someone swallowing some glass, and then another one got a spade to the face, which was pretty awesome. It wasn't a high body count, and I felt the movie could have done with 2 or 3 more kills. But as I said, you know, the kills for the most part were pretty well done, and the gore and blood effects were well done for a low budget film. All practical, of course. But yeah, the killer himself, I felt, needed a little bit more backstory. You pretty much found out nothing about the killer or his motives to why he was killing off the bar staff, and the ending was pretty unsatisfying. About halfway through the movie, I'd worked out who the killer was, and I thought, oh yeah, there might be a cool twist at the end. There kind of was, but the way the film ended, I'm not going to spoil it, it kind of left me unsatisfied. But for the most part, I thought it was a good low budget Australian slasher movie, and I did enjoy it. I'll definitely be checking it out again. It's nice and short, it's only about an hour and 15 minutes. Really easy to watch. It's got pretty good replay value, I think, and yeah, you know, the setting in the pub was definitely pretty cool, something completely different, and for the most part I did like the killer, especially the mask and the way he looked, and he was pretty creepy and effective throughout. So overall, I was really pretty happy with this movie. I thought it was a good one, and I would recommend it. Don't go into it expecting anything too amazing though, but as I said, I definitely think if you've been out for an evening at the pub, or you've had a few beers in you and you're sitting around with a group of mates, this is a good one to put on. So for an overall score, I would give Slaughtered a 2.5 out of 5, so bang in the middle with this one. And yeah, definitely check it out. Also, if you are looking to get into low budget horror filmmaking, I definitely think this is a good one to check out. I think you'll get a lot of good ideas from it, and it's pretty inspirational, I thought. It's sort of given me a few ideas if I ever actually get around to making a slasher movie. So yeah, and especially my Australian viewers, if you've never checked this one out, I do recommend it if you're looking for something, you know, fun, easy to watch. Definitely give Slaughtered a go. So that's been my review. I hope everyone's enjoyed it. And quickly again before I go, if you're not subscribed to 1AXmas1, his channel link will be left in the description box below, so please head on over and check him out. And once again, mate, thanks a lot for sending me a copy of Slaughtered. I really appreciate it, and I hope you've enjoyed my review. So until next time, thanks for watching.